So this weekend I watched two new releases, and sorry Sweeney heads, I skipped Immaculate. First, I watched Roadhouse, the remake of an 80s classic about a bouncer who has a snatched waist and kicks rowdy bargoers' asses. This remake is by Doug Liman, director of Edge of Tomorrow. By the way, Doug, thank you for giving us this image, which will forever live on in cinematic history, and many classic action movies of the 2000s like Mr. and Mrs. Smith and The Bourne Identity. And although he's made some great action movies in the past, I personally didn't enjoy my time at the Roadhouse. I'll start with the positives. For as much of a weirdo Jake Gyllenhaal is, I really love whenever he's able to bring that unique energy that no other actor in Hollywood can bring. He's physically jacked, a lot like his character in Southpaw, but his personality in this is such a cornball that I can see how hard it was for him to ride the line between campy and cool. It kind of just comes off as him trying too hard to be winking at the audience. I thought there were a lot of great comedic moments, especially from the side characters and most definitely from Conor McGregor.
Where the fuck is everyone?
The action is done in that Kingsman made to look like it was in one-shot style, but sometimes the cuts were really obvious and took me out of that feeling of fluidity that fight was trying to do. And that's kind of it for my positives. Now it's time for my negatives. I don't want to hate, but this movie is extremely unserious. And when a movie doesn't take itself seriously, why should I, as an audience member, care? The movie feels like a very paint-by-numbers action, and even one of the side characters in the story acknowledges that. But when you don't do anything that is surprising or outside of the box, you're just pointing out your own flaws as a movie. Another aspect that I hated about this is every character voices exactly how they feel and outline exactly what is going to happen or has happened to them. With no subtlety or room for the audience to infer things about the characters, it turns them into caricatures and really basic archetypes that you don't really care about, I guess. There's nothing to these characters in the movie that really grounds you to them or gives you any relatability. They just feel like characters in a movie. Anytime we're faced with a conflict, a character just explains exactly what their problem is or has an immediate solution to it. There's little to no stakes in this. I'd like to close this section off with how much I loved Conor McGregor in this, and he has got to be on something because he is outrageous in the best ways possible. His absurd introduction halfway into the movie is what I wish the whole movie was when it came to the comedy and action, but McGregor adds a layer of chaos in a movie that feels very generic, and I actually really enjoyed him and Gyllenhaal in the final fight of the movie. Yeah, this movie gets a solid 2.5 stars, not enough roundhouse kicks.
Roadhouse.
And then I watched Late Night with the Devil, which was a really great time at the movies. It stars David Dastmalchian as Jack Delroy, a Johnny Carson-esque late night TV show host who is actually a competitor to Carson in the plot of the story. And in this, we watch the Lost Halloween special that Delroy desperately needs to rejuvenate his career. And he's willing to risk it all by leaning into the occult and trying to contact the afterlife. Let's get into what I liked. First of all, David Dastmalchian needs to be in more movies. He often plays side character roles in really great films, but in this we get to see how he carries one on his own, and he absolutely kills it. His character as a TV show host who craves approval and success plays really well when he's trying to win over the studio audience. The creative way they frame this like we're watching a TV special is what makes this movie unique in a time where horror has become a bit stale and repetitive. Sorry again, Sweeney heads. Directors Cameron and Colin Cairns do a great job at starting the movie with one of those Hollywood true crime openings that introduces us to Dastmalchian's Jack Delroy. We get background to the settings, themes, and Delroy's life, and that opening sets the tone for the rest of the movie as we take part in watching the special. The movie cuts to commercial break as a way to cut the tension after every segment, and we get a behind-the-scenes look at how everyone manages the gradual shift in tone and seriousness, seeing how everyone's dynamic from the host to producer, sidekick, and the guests all reveal new layers to their characters that helps propel the plot forward. Now, for the things I didn't like, and for me, it was the ending. Not to give anything away, but I felt like it was very basic in the way that it tried to resolve everything, and sadly this falls to the tropes and limitations of low-budget horror, and kind of lost its originality and charm for me. However, That is my only negative, as I really enjoyed my time watching this. I thought the concept was really inventive and loved how they leaned into the campiness of emulating the 70s. And the movie knows exactly what it is and has fun with the concept, and even with the horror, I felt really engaged in the way they portrayed the supernatural. Overall, just a fun time at the movies. 4 stars. And that's what I watched this weekend. If you guys want to keep up with the other films I watched this month, follow me on Letterboxd, and I want to thank you guys again for your support. Please like and subscribe, and tell me what you guys thought of either films. I'd love to hear you guys' takes, and I hope you guys have a great day. Okay, love you, bye.